Hey guys, and welcome to Brean Leisure Park, as you can see there. We're here, it's kind of an impromptu visit, so this vlog's going to be off my phone, unfortunately, so the video quality is not going to be as good as the GoPro, and I probably won't be able to get any POVs, unfortunately. But we just thought we were down here, if you've seen my Instagram post recently, we're down this kind of end of the country, so we thought we'd come down here to get to Brean and get the 4 creds, which do all seem to be operating today. Only 2 rides not operating, and one of them is Wipeout, which is there, and I think part of the problem there is there's no gondola. Yeah, we're basically just going to be trying to get the 4 creds today, some of the flat rides, and the log flume, which is behind me as well, is another one I want to get on. So yeah, I'll see you at the first ride of the day, which will either be Crazy Loop or Astro Storm, I think. It might be something else, but it's probably going to be them. Here I am outside Astro Storm, then previously Space Invader 2, and even before that, I believe it was 2003, was it? Might be a bit wrong there. Space Invader itself moved here in 2011. It opened and closed after 18 months, was SBNO'd for 18 months at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It is Astro Storm. It's a pretty decent little ride. It used to be a 4-man bob, now it's only a 3-man bob, if you call it Sierra. Obviously with it being 3-seaters and only 3 trains running, it did take quite a long time just to get through the queue. I would say half an hour, 40 minutes, and that is the queue really, so it's I wouldn't say it's necessarily worth it. But it's a nice little ride in there. There's some nice drops and helixes towards the end, and it's got a nice theme in it. I mean, for what it is, it's nicely themed. So that's Astro Storm. I think I'm going to try now and get on the Crazy Loop. I've just had a ride on Crazy Loop, which is the Pinfari looping coaster here at Brean Leisure Park, and I have to say that was probably one of the worst, if not the worst ride I've ever been on. It was rough, the drops were forceless, I thought, the loop was painful, I've got a headache now. There was no good way to ride that ride, it was absolutely atrocious. I don't know why they were built. I mean, back in the day I suppose they were alright, but I mean, Crazy Loop here, there it is in the background. I get some off-ride footage of it that you've probably already seen, but big Crazy Loop was absolutely dreadful in my opinion. I'm stood here now in front of a wheel kind of thing. I've just got off the caterpillar coaster, I think it's called. It's a caterpillar coaster. I didn't bother getting off-ride footage of it, and I'm not going to bother getting any because I'm pretty sure you all know what they look like. They're caterpillar coasters that you see them everywhere for kids. It was alright. It's not the greatest. I made a new friend on it called Leo. Hi Leo. He was little. His mum came up and asked me if he could go on, so I said yeah, go on then. So I met a new friend. That was probably the highlight of the ride. It's just your average kiddie ride, isn't it? Got it for the cred though. I'm going to get on the Magic Mouse now, and then I'll go explore the other end of the park where they've got the kind of flat rides and they've also got that log flume. Just had a ride then on the Magic Mouse, the Crazy Mouse clone here at Brean. It's like all the other clones really, isn't it? I'd say in comparison to the other clone of that ride I've done at the Stoke-on-Trent Winter Wonderland, which was called Crazy Mouse. Crazy Mouse is the better of the two. It's alright, it's nothing spectacular as with Crazy Mouse, but it's also not the worst ride, and at least the queue wasn't insanely long like it is for Crazy Loop and Astro Storm. I think you can tell just by looking at me, I've just had a ride on wild water. I went on a log flume, basically that was just, you know, your standard kind of travelling log flume layout log flume. It was pretty decent, got pretty wet on it, and it's nice and refreshing. As you can see here, it's a nice sunny day here at Brean Leisure Park, so it was nice to get cooled down by wild water. Skydiver is kind of like a kiddie drop tower, I suppose you can say, and it's actually pretty good. I was about to overlook it really. It doesn't really look much from off-ride. I'll get some POV off-ride footage of it in a minute, but from off-ride it doesn't really look too good, but when you're actually on it, it's a really cracking ride. It's got a really long cycle, and it's really forceful. There's some decent air time on the bunny hops back up. It's actually a pretty decent ride. I really did enjoy Skydiver. Well, just got off the KMG booster then, called, I think it's Xtreme. They always have weird names, these. Hello Darcy, say hello. There's Darcy. It's not the greatest. I mean, it's sure you have the fear factor with these kind of things, but I mean the forces on them are non-existent. You do a few inversions which are alright, but they are just completely forceless, these things. I don't find them that enjoyable really, to be fair. So Darcy, what did you think of it? You didn't go on, of course you didn't. But yeah, that was Xtreme. Just been on Terror Castle then, the haunted house ride. The ride itself was really good. It is definitely the best, you know, kind of this level haunted house ride. It had some really nice effects in there actually, especially the first part. If you've ever been on it pre-drop, I suppose you can say, the first part in that kind of room, I suppose before you come out just up there, it's a really good part of the ride. It's really good. The only problem with it for me was the throughput. 2 persons per car at maximum. I'm on my own, so I was literally 1 person, and there is 1 train. In a haunted house attraction, there is 1 train. It is absolutely atrocious operations. It's been kind of like that throughout the day here at Brean Leisure Park. The Crazy Loop Pinfari coaster is only running 1 train as well, which is really bad for that coaster. At least Astro Storm was on 3 trains, but operations seems to be the occurring theme for the real downside to this part. just has a ride of the ride you can see in the background, the aptly named Zamperla Disco. Disco! Wow, they were inventive with that one. And it had a kind of theme to it. All the cars had other seats had different names of cars from what I'm aware. It was a Zamperla Disco. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know my thoughts on Zamperla Discos. I don't like the seating arrangement. I think the restraints are horrendous. That one even had seat belts on. Brilliant. Why? It's just the Zamperla Discos as a whole I don't like. They're forceless in my opinion. They're just... And that one wasn't the greatest either. It was just another crap Zamperla Disco. Just gone on a bit of a flat ride spree then. Done the X Factory, which is the kind of Miami style ride. And we've also got the Ultimate, not the longest roller coaster in the UK up at Lightwater. No, the Ultimate, which is a pretty not very good flat, let's be honest. It's alright, it's very forceless. Ultimate we'll talk about first, by the way. And the swinging's pretty decent. The only problem is the swinging, when you properly get going, it's kind of, you know, blocked, can you say? So that it doesn't swing too much. And you do start to feel that, and it does start to give you a bit of a headbanging experience. And then the X Factory, it was alright. It was actually kind of forceful throughout. Normally you find with them is, what you find with them is that it's forceful towards the start, and then towards the end it just slowly starts to, you know, dither out. You don't really get much of it. It was alright, it actually maintained its force throughout the whole experience. I sat on the outside and I got a bit of airtime, you can say, I suppose. But yeah, it was pretty good. X Factory definitely better than the Ultimate, which I wasn't too impressed with. But they were alright, those two flats. And now I'm going to go do the laser tag, so I'll report back after that. Area 51 laser tag then I've just done, as I said I was going to do. It's not very good, just to break it to you, sorry. It's got decent, it's a decent, like, I suppose you could call it a map in there, and you get a decent amount of time to play, but the whole system to it is not very good. It's kind of, you know, bugged a few times. You can't really fire properly. There's no kind of aim guide or an aim guide, is that what you call it? You know, with that kind of thing, there's better laser tags than that, is what I'll say. It brags about being Britain's best laser tag arena or something like that. Apparently it's confirmed. I would confirm the complete opposite. Just had a ride then on the Sizzler, and it was the final ride of the day. It was a pretty average Sizzler, to be fair, as far as Sizzlers do go. It was pretty fast, which did go in its favour, I suppose, and it did get some force at times, but it was the majority of the ride was pretty forceless, and it did have quite a short cycle as well. But it was a decent Sizzler, well, I'd say an average Sizzler. And as I said, that was the final ride of the day. So that does just about wrap up the Brean Leisure Park vlog. It was a nice park, this. It's obviously not trying to do too much. It's a bunch of standard layouts, really. But they've got some really good standout rides here. Terror Castle, if it weren't for the pull-through pub, would be a really, really, really good dark ride for me. Wild Water was an alright ride, obviously crazy loop, crazy poop was dreadful. Worst ride I've ever been on, I think, pretty much. And Astro Storm I enjoyed though. Astro Storm was a much better ride than that. So yeah, that pretty much does just wrap it up. Overall, I'd say it's a decent park. It's a good day out, and it's probably worth your money. 25 quid, it's not too bad to get on everything here. So I would recommend coming down, getting the 4 creds, and doing the other attractions too. So thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, goodbye.